Welcome, 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 everyone. We're super stoked to be here with Hemp Tours Live. We're recording live today with some fantastic folks around the country that made their way into Austin a few weeks ago for Lucky Leaf. So we can't wait to introduce them all to you, our new friends, and hear what they thought of their Lucky Leaf experience. So I am, of course, your host of Hemp Tours Live, Leah Laxtons, co-founder of Higher Ed Hemp Tours and Hemp Business Builder. Have my two awesome co-hosts and co-founders with me today, Daniel Laxtons, the Hemp Captain.
Hey guys.
And of course, our producer, Cynthia Morales.
What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday already.
Yeah, it's already here. So none of us are coming to you from Austin today, which is kind of funny and interesting. So we're actually up in Dallas. We came up for a really cool event with the Texas Cannabis Collective last night in Deep Ellum. It was incredible. Had about 120 members of the community come out. We got to hear from Chelsea Spencer and some amazing attorneys and a doctor that started the Texas Cannabis Clinic. So it was incredible. And Cynthia, where are you today?
I'm in Colorado, actually. So yeah, coming to you from, where am I? Oh, Steamboat, Steamboat Springs. There you go.
I love it. The
Yeah,
mug
here in
to
a little.
remind you.
I know, to remind me where I am, right? Always on location, but yes. So here on a family trip vacation. So taking some time to catch up with the mountains. Look at that
Whoa.
view.
Beautiful.
I know, yes.
Jelly.
Yeah, I know.
And have
It's
you
a good
been
little
doing
summer break.
you've been doing some hemp touring up there too? Or you
I
can't
have,
disclose?
yeah. Well, we road tripped it. So from Austin, then going through Texas, West Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado, made it to our destination. So yeah, so got some cool footage to show you all along the way later on. So it'll be fun. Yes.
Exciting stuff. Well,
Yes.
let's get to our incredible guest lineup that we have today. We're going to start with Joseph. We met Joseph because he makes really cool stuff out of hemp. So Joseph, tell us a little bit about what you do and your company.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. So my name's Joseph, or sometimes I go by Joe, but either way, I started a company out of Seward, Nebraska, real small town with my cousin. We've been, cannabis and hemp enthusiasts for quite some time. He's a farmer and has been working actively with legislation here, getting, farming kind of caught up to speed with the rest of the country. So he's busy farming right now. Otherwise, I would have loved to, have him on with us. But so my company, we do 3D printed hemp sunglasses, earrings. We do a lot of keychains and custom items. Real popular requests right now have been like custom items like displays for people's shops, and different a wide range of different items, and it's been real exciting to get started.
That's so cool. Yeah, we absolutely loved your sunglasses because they're so stylish. Like, not only are they made of hemp, they're super stylish. And we were telling you that we actually Daniel and I bought a pair, and we loved them so much that later in the night we ended up giving them away to people because we were like, no, like we were getting so many compliments, and finally it was just like, no, you need these. Like, we'll order more. These are so cool. So I love what you're doing with it. How hard was the process to figure out how to do?
Yeah, so let's see, we've been operating for just about 2.5 years, and early on it was definitely challenging. So a big reason why a lot of people aren't 3D printing with hemp is because it is so fibrous, and when they micronize all the herd from the stock, it clogs a lot of printers. So we work with 2 different companies who help produce our filament that we use, which we then design and print the hemp. But there was a good year where it took a lot of honing in to fine tune our printers to be able to print and print nicely. What is kind of a challenging substance to work with that they're still refining. So that's kind of how we started. And we just started with the sunglasses and the earrings. Just really loving the concept. I grabbed a pair. These are kind of like with a hemp veneer. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. I've got some other stuff here on my desk. Like this is just a little vase that I use for my pens.
Very cool.
And let's see. I got just a bottle opener here too on my desk. I should have grabbed the whole 9 of things, but yeah, it's been really exciting. We've got, I don't know if you can see on the website, but like halfway down, we've got a photo of Larry the Cable Guy. He's probably the only famous Nebraskan that people might be like, oh yeah, I heard of Larry the Cable Guy. But we've got a photo of him right on our website in the glasses. And yeah, it's been an exciting journey.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so he's a fan of the hemp sunglasses. Or is he just a fan because you guys are Nebraska too?
Probably a little of both. But we met him at a Husker game, college football, and made sure that he got a pair. And yeah, he got a photo with my cousin on there. So yeah, it's funny too. We also, I don't know, who's real political, maybe listening to this, but we also have a photo of Pete Ricketts in a pair of hemp sunglasses, and that didn't make it on the website, just to negate any controversy, but yeah.
That's
so cool.
awesome.
I have no idea who you're talking about. That is so cool.
Yeah. Not a Pete Ricketts fan. Huh?
I don't know who he is. No, I really don't. Well,
No.
We'll have to Google it later, and then we'll be like, just why? No, just kidding. Or maybe we'll be like, yes.
Well, no, you most people, I mean, he's made it really hard for the cannabis industry here, and I can't disparage too much because he's given us a platform on for a couple different events, so it's just one of those maybe tricky situations, but yeah.
Well, and that's how we win people over when they start to see the efficacy of people, but not only that, to see how that this product can be used in ancillary forms that are not just like something that you think as a smokable or a medicinal type of plant. That you're actually doing the thing that the federal government originally was thinking. Yeah, let's bring back this plant so we can make sunglasses. Let's make rope again. Let's start making our sails on our sailboats that we're going to go and drink some scotch and get on one of those, what do you call it, those cruises, and they're all with hemp sails. That's what we want. And so you're actually, I mean, how many people have we seen? We've been on a lot of trade shows. There's very few people in that small niche that you're in. And yours is totally different because you're doing 3D. Everyone else is, making fluorine out of it. They're making coffee tables, things like, which is amazing. But dude, you're making sunglasses. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
a big, driver behind that, the plastic problem. I'm sure you've seen, like in the ocean, there's every year we put 10 million tons of plastic in our oceans, and the consequences of our actions, I think, are still yet to be, completely seen. So I think a big switch to bioplastics is absolutely necessary in the near future, just to kind of save our ecosystem as a whole.
What about
no doubt.
What about the ocean? Are we going to have what if we have 10 million tons of sunglasses in the ocean that are made of hemp? How does that impact the planet differently?
Yeah, that's a great question. So with like 3D printing in general, it's made with PLA, which is a polylactic acid. It's a bio-based polymer. And basically, the conditions are such that it's a really easy biocompostable item. And, as opposed to plastic, which would take thousands, if ever, some of them, we don't even know how long they degrade because we can't, study them for that long, but it'd be, fractions of that time.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a real sustainable impact being made here. And I think that's so cool. And we want to talk to you a little bit about what you thought of your trip to Austin, but let's go on and get to our other two guests, and then we're going to find out how y'all's Lucky Leaf experience was. So we have Renee. Renee, how are you doing today? Let's see if. Hey, Renee, how's
Hey
everything
guys,
going for you?
good. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. So my name is Renee Herman. I'm with Hardway Tech. We're based out of Wisconsin, and our claim to fame is inventory management using RFID technology.
Very cool. Very cool. So this is already being used in the horticulture industry or in farming. So what made you guys kind of jump into the hemp side with this technology?
Well, yeah, it is used in the horticulture industry. It's relatively new. We've been at this for about 8 years now. And what made us decide to jump in, we had a couple customers approach us, and we built out our system to be able to accommodate the cannabis and hemp industry. So, and the response has been really positive so far for us.
Yeah, we see this is a place where there's also so much waste. Back to what we were talking about with Joseph, it's incredible how much date waste, the date code expiration waste there is. And this really significantly affects retailers, you know, because not only does a lot of this just get thrown away, but it also obviously hits the bottom line when you're throwing away something you'd intended to sell. But the RFID goes even a step beyond that because they're actually able to track then, right? Like that from the seed, can this technology track that through the supply chain as well?
Yeah, so we call it track and trace. And basically what we do in both industries is, you know, anywhere from a seedling or a seed itself all the way to the end product. And in this particular case, it would be all the way to the retail level. So when the product is in a little bag, we can trace that code back and know exactly what steps were done, where it came from, where it was, what fertilizer was applied to it, whatever you want to know, whatever the regulations require, we can trace all that back on just a label and just a RFID chip. So it is incredible technology.
So beyond just helping on the inventory control side for the end user, the consumer, this is really important technology, it sounds like.
Yeah, because I mean, we all know that regulations are not going to go away. They're going to get more. And what we're doing actively is, you know, to stay ahead of that, you know, and stay with that, and to be able to provide all the data points, you know, that the states and the government may want, and be able to trace that all the way back from origin. So it is very important. And even from a consumer, you buy some product, you scan it at home, and you'll be able to see where exactly that product came from. So it is also can be consumer facing as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. We just launched a campaign we call Stop Boring QR Codes. And it's all about, you know, the QR code on the package, and then it goes to this lab report that nobody knows how to read because it's not divided by like how much they're taking. It's just all by weight. And not only are we all confused, they're definitely confused, the consumers. So we're like, let's go to a cool landing page where we explain how to read a lab report. But how much cooler if it went to your site where they can actually get the story behind where this product came from to a certain degree. It's very exciting.
Yeah, and you know what? And honestly, the consumer nowadays getting more sophisticated, they require that. You know, not only do the states require that, that's at a different level, but the consumers really want to know where the product comes from and be part of that process. So, and you're right, I've seen the QR codes you're talking about, and it doesn't really give any information. And it can be done so much better to give a lot of information to the consumer.
Absolutely. And it's really part of that, keeping that consumer with you, like brand loyalty, consumer loyalty. Why aren't you as brands like telling your story on this bottle? You have this great place where they have to scan this to go to your website, and you're sending them to like this Xerox copy of crazy graphs that nobody knows how to read. So I love what you're doing, Renee. Thank you so much. It's amazing technology.
Oh, and also, hey, Renee, where do you guys operate then? Are you nationwide? Are you earthwide? Are you right now starting small, just a couple states, or is that right now?
No, we're out throughout the galaxy now. So we have so no. Exactly. No, so we are nationwide. We have international customers too. We have a customer in Jamaica that's in this portal. And we have some customers in Australia that are signing up with us. So yeah, we're all over the place, and it's very exciting for sure.
And soon to be have a customer on Mars, right?
You know what? I think in my lifetime, I'd like to see that. I think it's just super cool.
Yeah. The Hemp Innovation Challenge guys have a whole thing going that's like grow hemp on Mars. So maybe you guys can team up for something with Elon. We'll see. That'd be cool.
And then Joseph can team up with Elon and start printing the homes, hemp homes on Mars. That'd be pretty.
We got you covered, Elon. Call us.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody.
Definitely. Well, thanks so much for being with us, Renee. Let's get over to Mary. Mary, how are you today? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
I'm doing well. So I'm with Specialty Tag and Label, and we have been doing tags and labels in the horticultural industry for over 24 years. So we've been in that space, perfecting, identifying your plants. And so we just feel like we're a perfect fit here in hemp and cannabis. So the industry is sometimes mandating that you tag your plant. Some of our customers just simply want to know the different strains that they've planted and identifying those. So we have the tags that stick down in the dirt, or we have the ones that slip around a branch or a limb. And we have the labels that you can apply to the pot. We have it all. We have the design software that you can print those QR codes or barcodes or just text, consecutive numbering, however you want to identify that plant. And we have partnered with Arbor-Tech, and so Renee and I have been going around to the different trade shows, helping people find out, what we do and how that we can help them identify the plant, and of course track it all the way through with the RFID tag.
That's really cool. So, because this has to be an issue, like when it grows, obviously once it kind of comes out of the ground, it pretty much looks all the same. The plants look very similar, but there can be vast differences in cannabinoid content and everything else. So that's pretty interesting. So you're putting it in the ground when it's a seed, basically, or just as it starts to sprout. Is that when the tags go on?
Yeah, our customer can decide when they want to tag it, but obviously we have the options for them to stick it down in the dirt, whether it's in a flat and you only want to use one for the whole flat or each individual plant. It's completely up to what works best for that grower. And so we have that option for sticking it down in the dirt, or a label, and then the slip-on that slips through itself, it will wrap around and slip through, and you've got a tag just like that. And we have, of course, these are sold blank with printers, and you can print them yourself. I find that a lot of people are handwriting them, and that's so unfortunate because you can save so much time by just hitting print and getting all that information, and there's no question on handwriting, like, what did you mean by this? So we think that that's the best solution, is to print it. And then, we have them all available with the RFID if that's something that is required, or you just want to get, you have this huge facility and you need to be able to track it all. Whatever your need is, for whatever reason, we can help.
Very cool. Yeah. Come on, guys, stop handwriting things. Like, how many of us have you ever looked back at old notes you took and you're just like, what does this mean? Exactly. Don't do that to your plants. Print it for sure. That's really cool. So how do you and Renee work together? What's the process like there?
Well, we sell the tags and the printers for those customers. And if they do need the RFID solution, then they will need the RFID tags from us and the printer. And then he provides that wonderful software that you can track the tag with the plant and all of the inventory all the way through.
That's so cool. So Renee, has it been fun working with Mary?
It's been a lot of fun. We've gone to several trade shows together, and it's been great. We've had great responses, and yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your trip to Austin. Was this your first time? Did you see live music? And what was your overall impression of Lucky Leaf?
Lucky Leaf was really nice. The biggest thing probably for us was, kind of getting the confirmation that things are getting back to normal out there, which is really nice. But the show itself, yeah, a lot of good contacts, and it was just nice to see what a booming industry we have. It was incredible. It was nice to see all that activity.
Yeah, I love the town. I loved the food. I had so much good food there. And I love that I saw 20 a day puppy dogs. And I was just loving all the dogs that were everywhere.
Definitely. I love it. Well, we're so happy that you guys made the trip down and that we were able to connect there. And Joseph, how about you? Had you been to Austin before? What was your take?
Yeah, I'd been to Austin a handful of times before, just kind of passing through or stopping through to see some live music. But this is only our second show, NOCO being our first. So yeah, we're just kind of new to going around and seeing shows, and it's super exciting just to meet all the people that are just energized and love hemp and love, the future of this, what's going to be an amazing industry. And yeah, it's funny. Mary, I remember talking to you, and I have you towards the top of my list. We were thinking about even 3D printing some tags so that you have an alternative for tags. So maybe the three of us will get together after this and schedule a call to, start.
I think hemp's gonna save the world. I've said that for many years now. I mean, you've got the economic impact of that. I mean, have you seen the prices of lumber? Hempcrete could fix that. Food, the environment, medical. I mean, it's just going to save the world.
It really is. Yeah, the hemp wood. Shout out to our Kentucky boys, the Kentucky homies over there. That's got to be getting very price competitive right now with everything going on in lumber. So maybe we'll see this adoption curve really speed up. We have I believe it's going to be 4 industrial hemp processors online by the end of this year here in Texas. And there may be some other projects we haven't even heard of yet. So exciting times in the world of making things out of hemp. We love our CBDs, but we're ready for the next step here, I think, as an industry. So it's going to be really exciting.
And that's what I love is the plant does teach us that peace and love. I mean, we've heard that from the 60s. So if anyone's partaking of the plant or whatever's going on in people's lives, what we see at the trade shows is that peace and love, that camaraderie, that connection. And I've noticed that people will say, we got to fight for this plant. Well, we've been fighting since the 70s, but guess what? We don't have to fight anymore. We're starting to see that peace and love actually draws people into our cause much quicker than getting angry. Well, we're all angry. And so government's got to do something. Well, that stuff maybe worked back in the 30s, but it doesn't work anymore. And guess who taught us that? The plant. Love this plant.
It's true. And I think sometimes it's just time for a transition. We're seeing so many changes. We didn't quite get all of the changes that we needed and had hoped for here in Texas, but we still got an expansion to our medical program that just passed 1325. Thanks to, it was really cool because it was a complete grassroots effort. This thing was dead. And we all called Dan Patrick, our lieutenant governor's office, for 4 days until he didn't want to take the calls anymore. And we got what we wanted to. It could have been more, but we got PTSD added, which was huge, an increase to 1% THC.
What about pain? Total pain. I got cancer, any cancer. Any cancer. It used to be, if you're dying, you can take the plant before you die. That's it.
Yeah. So a huge thing that, 2 years ago, none of us expected that we would see any improvement to that program until Dan Patrick was hopefully out of office. He's up for election this year. So I guess he knew that. He listened to the calls, and it's pretty amazing. So how about you guys? Are you seeing progress in your states? Joseph, you mentioned Nebraska is starting to come around the hemp. Are you starting to feel like there's progress being made?
Yes, slowly but surely. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Andrew Bish, but we've got some really great advocates up here. Certainly, well spoken, very knowledgeable when it comes to like farming and farmers and the equipment that's necessary to, you know, get this whole process going, because a lot of people do feel, and I'm sure in your, maybe you've heard, but I think that, the government will need to subsidize some of the supply chain at least, just to help it along, because it's definitely been more of a hindrance than it has been, a help in a lot of ways. But yeah, Nebraska, we're one of the slower ones, but slowly but surely we'll get there.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I'm a huge fan of Beach Enterprises. They came down and did a lot of stuff in Texas in 2019 when a lot of unscrupulous individuals were trying to sell seed from who knows where to everyone. And they really like just helped everybody understand what this was going to be and what the realistic expectations were. So definite shout out to them as well. Now I want to, we're just about out of time here, guys. Man, that just like flew by. You guys were so fun, but I want to get you guys to tell everyone the best way for people to get in contact with you. So maybe Renee, we'll start with you. What's the best way for folks to reach out to you? LinkedIn, website, email?
Probably the website would be great as a starter. There's a lot of good information listed on the website. And then as far as you can contact me through the website, of course, also through Mary, that's fine. But Renee@rbaytech.com would be my email. And phone number 503-714-7402. And I'm actually based in Portland. I didn't say that. I'm based in Portland myself. The company's based in Wisconsin. So.
Oh, wow. So yeah, you guys don't have any problems with your cannabis laws there in Oregon, I guess.
Well, that's another podcast, but you're right. Just some interesting times for sure. So.
Well, definitely we've seen you guys have the total THC there, I believe, right? In hemp, do they test THCA and Delta 9?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do have some interesting things. There's some more things coming, but I'm not sure how fast that's going to go. But I'm hearing some rumblings as well. So more things are coming forth.
Well, we'll definitely have to get you back on to talk more about that. We'll have a whole legislative panel here in the future. But thank you so much for being with us, Renee. And Mary, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Our website is a really good resource. So that's specialtytag.com. And you can see all of our products there, our printers. We've been doing business with farmers and growers for, like I said, over 24 years. So there's lots of information and products there. If you want to reach out to me directly, that's Mary@specialtytag.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. So check us out and we'll tag you back.
Ooh, nice. What's y'all's handle on Instagram?
Specialty Tag and Label, I do believe. I should know that, but
okay, cool.
Just look up Specialty Tag and Label.
I'm sure they can search for it. That's perfect. Yeah. And Joseph, how about you? How can people get in touch?
So you can find us at hemp3d.com. We're very active as far as our messaging back on Facebook and Instagram, and hoping to get more involved on that in that space. But yeah, you can reach us on there, and our phone number and contact information can also be found on our website.
That's awesome. Let's see. Well, perfect. Awesome. I love it. And you have so many beautiful things.
Oh, look at this
chessboard. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Natural fashion. We love everything you guys are doing. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show. And please stay in touch. And let us know how, if you guys partner up, please come back and tell us how that goes with the,
Yeah, that would be
the
great.
3D printed. That would be fun.
And let me know when you're booking that trip to Mars. I'll see if I can get a ticket. I'll give Elon a call.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll get right on that. Maybe we'll go to the moon first.